Also, in case people are wondering why we're doing this podcast today, well, it's been 13 years. We're teens finally,
Teens, man. It's been a long while.
all
But
grown up.
wow, 2012 feels like yesterday.
2012. 2012. I mean, did you think that we'd get so far and we'd last for so long?
Honestly, I always thought, that this would go on forever because, in 2012, the gap that we were trying to fill just seemed so large. So, but I never thought about it from a, 10-year, 20-year, 30-year horizon because every day was a new challenge and the thought was just to persevere and keep going,
Get by the next day.
get by the next day.
Yeah.
How did you think about it?
Well, I always thought. I mean, when I looked at the company, I always felt like it would be. I mean, I was certain we'd get to 13 years for sure. But I don't think most people thought we'd get there. Because I remember when we started off and we were sort of going to meet investors and stuff. A lot of investors were like, why don't you start a media company? Why are you doing
Yeah,
this?
I remember those days.
Why are you wasting your time doing this? Nobody's going to donate online in India. And then I remember that we had that one investor who we went to and he was like, look, I'm not interested in all. And we were leaving and he said something damn nice. He said, it doesn't matter whether I believe in your idea or not. What really matters is that you believe in your idea. And we did. We obviously did, which is why we're here now.
Yeah, it's been one journey,
It has. It has.
and I hope this is I think actually every year closer to Ketto's anniversary, 15th August, um, I start thinking about not the next year, but maybe now I start thinking about the next decade. You know, uh, we're teenagers now. 13 years a teenager, we were teenagers technically, and now the idea is to how to build a sentinel organization, right?
Yeah.
How do you last 100 years?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you can do it for 13, maybe you can do it for another 87 as well, right?
Yeah. We won't be around to see it unless there's like some singularity stuff that happens. But uh,
Not
but yeah.
sure about you. Maybe I will.
But so so like going to the beginning, why did what was it that made you want to start something like this?
I think for me, it was personally a mix of bunch of things. It was firstly where I was at that point in time, just out of college, figuring life, not sure what next to do. Because you go through college fairly quickly, time just flies, right? And I stepped out of college uh, without a larger goal, in life that I want to go and do an MBA or
Come on, make
go
it sound
abroad.
fancy that I was,
So,
since I was young, I always wanted to do something
so
that.
so one was of course all of that, right? Uh, Second was always being passionate about doing something by myself. Uh, and As soon as I got out of college, this probably was the first week on my job. I was fairly clear that you know I wanted to do something by myself, right? So it was a bit of finding direction in life, knowing that I want to do something by myself. Also knowing that I want to do something online at that point in time, right? Social media, internet had just exploded, and all these fun things are happening online. And actually, a lot of fun things are happening in India.
Hmm.
Uh, Social media had become very popular in early 2010s. So it was a bit of that as well, and knowing that it would be magical to build something by yourself, do it online, which can create a large social impact. So a bunch of all these things just came together, and one fine day, just this idea popped. Right? How can you build something online which can help raise funds for needy causes, for all kinds of projects? And we were at that stage, at least in the Indian internet ecosystem, that people are coming online, payments were moving online, People spending a lot more time on social media. It became fairly cost efficient to build things online. So this all came together. How are you thinking about it?
Yeah, I
What
mean,
was your state of mind in 2011 or 10 when we met?
so I think for me, what was really important was I obviously wanted to build a business. I come from a business family, so being in business was something which was very exciting for me. The internet again was very exciting, but the idea really was: is it possible to build a business that has some kind of social impact, right? And I think that's where I was, and thinking about like, and I came across actually Edward Norton at that point of time. We had a conversation with him as well. Remember?
Yeah,
And I came across what he was building, and I thought it was very fascinating. And yeah, and I find it strange that both of us were sort of thinking about the same idea at the same time, and then we got introduced to each other through uh, some friends of ours, and yeah, for me it was really about like wanting to build a business, but wanting to build a business that has some kind of social impact. Uh, that was, I think, that was something that was really important, and yeah, but it was also, I mean, there was also the thought that look, this is going to be very challenging because two of us from like, well, I think it
no,
was your dad's office,
no, and
one like little cabin,
and no technical background,
and one little cabin,
Our little
and
cabin in the
also,
basement.
I think now we got so used to like things like UPI and the credit card and things like that that we forget how hesitant people were really about interacting with the online companies with the credit card.
Yeah,
We started with a lot of cash as well initially, no?
we used to have this service, but that didn't really take off
Yeah,
at that point in time. But it was hard. It was hard to get people. You can get a payment gateway
yeah,
integrated on a website at that
yeah,
point in time, right?
yeah,
So it was just mix of all those things that were happening at that point in time in the India internet ecosystem.
right, right. And I think what was really sort of challenging also was for us was, first of all, we were a really small team. Uh, Secondly, we had to educate not only the people that were giving, but also educate the people that wanted to raise, right? I mean, we started with NGOs, and NGOs were like, yeah, but how does crowdfunding work? And not sure whether we want to do this. And I remember together, we used to go to very like different NGOs
Yeah,
and set up a presentation and try to make them see the
training.
advantage of using a platform like us. So it was difficult because it was not only about educating the buyer, but also educating the seller in that sense, right? Uh, and yeah, and then trying to get like people who were investors to try and understand the idea, and they were like, what is this, like, why will Indians, I remember a lot of them saying the Indians are very stingy. Indians don't donate, and Indians aren't going to donate online. And we were like, no, but there's going to be a whole bunch of very, very young people in this country that are going to make money, and then they're going to want to make an impact as well.
Like I get surprised, right? When even back then and today, when you talk to people and they say that Indians don't donate, I feel like it's completely the opposite. Indians might not be donating really large sums, but Indians donate a lot.
Yeah,
When you
yeah,
think about it from a lens of people going to temples, religious organizations, that's also
yeah,
donation itself. It's just
yeah,
charity, right? It's just going for a different cause, the cause that they support. But Indians, irrespective of what their income is, 10,000 a month
yeah, yeah, yeah,
or whatever, upwards that everyone gives in
yeah,
India. We
yeah,
just do it differently.
yeah,
I think it's one of the most generous countries in terms of the sheer number of people giving compared to any country in the world, right? Any country in the world. It's just that we've been brought up with whole mindset of wanting to support somebody, wanting to go to religious organizations, go to temples, churches, mosques. And a big part of going to any of these, places is that you give money, at a time, be it 1 rupee or whatever. But there are all these places where, you have to offer something to the gods, right? And you have to drop something in the money bucket. So I think in India has always been a giving space. I just never
Never been formal.
formal, yeah.
Yeah.
And I never understood when people say that people don't give.
Yeah, like I mean, for instance, my driver, he has a he has a little like compartment in his wallet where he keeps money separately to give little kids. So even he's like, yeah, but you got to give back to society and stuff. So he keeps a separate amount of money in his wallet, and it's in change. And each time he sees a kid and stuff, he says, "Bhaiya, mujhe isko dena hai."
Yeah,
So I think everyone at every level, like you're saying, is we grow up with that kind of ideas that you have to give back to people, and it's good to give back to people. It's good karma, So I this whole notion that Indians are kind of stingy when it comes to giving is completely false. It's just never been formalized. I think what we are trying to do is formalize it and make it easier for people to do it.
true that. So I remember a conversation that we were having. This is probably in 2012 or 2013. And the whole question we were asking ourselves is that, okay, we'll build this out and we'll do all these things. But people have so many places that they can give, but they do give, right? Why will someone trust us? There were other platforms also out there at that time online, and of course offline. There's just so many places you can go and give money. How do you think we really overcame this whole trust deficit? How do we close this whole trust deficit?
I mean,
What do you think we did right?
obviously, trust and transparency was a big one for us, and I think we were coming from a place that a lot of people, like even when they gave to like NGOs and stuff, I knew friends that were giving, but they were always like, is it going to the right place or not? How is it being used? And for us, it really was about making that very transparent, right? I think it just happened very organically. I think a lot of people came on the platform, started raising. You had all these success stories of people that had, uh, you know, that needed the money and had successfully raised. And I think what really started moving things along was the fact that a lot of people that had raised on the platform then were coming and giving back
Hmm.
because they knew that it had sort of uh, helped them and that it was going to the right place, right? And of course, I mean all the technical stuff that we build for transparency and trust. I think that was really important. What about you? What do you think was?
I think the mix of bunch of things. I think where I think that we were able to overcome this whole trust gap. One was that making sure that we're always available.
Hmm.
That you could call us, email us, send a message. And I remember till at least the first 7 years or 8 years, I used to personally sit on support. I just reply to emails. They would come on my phone, so people would get instant replies. I would not wait for somebody from the support team to say log in on Monday morning. This is before we had a 7-day support team in operation. So one is that hey, there's some always available, somebody you can reach out to. For the longest time, there was my personal phone number everywhere. On our social media handles, on our Twitter handles. Um, so people could even personally call me, reach out to
I
me,
remember that. I mean,
and at times I would feel bad if I would not even answer a call,
yeah,
especially if somebody's called me on a Sunday morning 8 o'clock and I would miss that call. And of course, I would call back and then hard to get them to answer. I would add their number on WhatsApp and I would message them saying, that, hey, I'm from Ketto. You try
yeah,
to reach out
yeah,
to me. We would get calls from the US, because we have international users. They would call at odd hours for India time. And I would miss their calls. And then in the morning, I would just try to call them back, knowing that they would be sleeping. So I think that was a very important uh, part of the journey in terms of building trust, because I think step one of trust is that hey, you're always available.
yeah, yeah.
You're replying quickly, giving very clear, transparent, to the point answers, not beating around the bush.
Yeah, and I think that was really important. It was a very important thing for the company, for the core of the company, because you're heading the company or running the company, and when you're deeply involved in getting feedback from the audience, it it really makes a difference, because not like somebody else is getting the feedback and it's maybe coming to you or not coming to you, or it's getting filtered. This is feedback that's coming to you directly, and you know what's going right and what's going wrong. And I don't know if a lot of founders do that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Do you think you know the fact that from day zero we had a lot of celebrities involved
hmm.
doing campaigns to
Yeah.
reach out? Do you think that how do you think that really helped us? When you look back.
I think that helped us with reach. Uh, uh, because I mean, they obviously, as celebrities, you obviously have a voice and you can reach out to people and stuff. So definitely helped us with the reach. But what I found fascinating eventually is that I remember initially when we started, we used to reach out to a few people and say, look, there's this campaign, you know, this XYZ needs money, or this NGO needs money. Will you like to be involved? But eventually, what happened is that all these celebrities started reaching out to us and saying, look, I want to do something. I want to raise money for this cause, or there's a flood there. Can I start a fundraiser? So I think for me, that was a great marker of trust that we were doing the right thing. That it went from us trying to reach out to people reaching out to us and saying, we want to raise money. So it became almost like the place that you can trust, that the money will be raised and it'll go to the right place.
And where do you think what role did COVID play? You know,
Well, I do think COVID was in a way that kind of unfortunate but black swan kind of event, where suddenly everybody wanted to help, right? Everybody wanted to make a difference, either by donating or by starting a campaign, because all of us felt so helpless, and all of us felt like there are so many people that need help, and we can't do anything because we can't step out of the house, right? So the only way that you can really make a difference is online, and I think that was a really kind of uh, that changed a lot of. It reached out to a lot more people. A lot more people got involved, and so I think that was a big kind of black swan kind of event, right? Because I mean, I remember that, and this is a story that it really sort of is important to me, because remember I had a friend of mine, Akash, right? And Akash's daughter reached out to me, and she was, I think, 11 or 12 at that point of time, and she said that, look, I don't want to just sit and watch television. I want to make a difference at that age. Yeah. And she started a fundraiser and ended up raising a lot of money for migrant workers. So for me, that was really important, because it felt like even like somebody as young as 11 or 12 wants to make a difference. And in the past, that person wouldn't have had an avenue, right? Maybe we were young and we wanted to make a difference, but there were no ways to make a difference. But here it is so simple. You can just come, start a fundraiser, reach out to people that you know. So I think it's about providing an avenue for the right intention.
I remember that during COVID, the most fascinating things I had seen was, as you mentioned, around young kids from school,
Yeah,
high school, how they rallied and how they got their schools behind it, and the kind of money they were able to raise. And these are not schools only from Mumbai. These are schools from Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai, Masuri, Dehradun. You saw so many school students come forward
yeah.
and take up this initiative. And these are like projects all over India that they were supporting and raising funds for. So I was really fascinated to see the power of students and such young students, right? Uh, come together and make that kind of a
Yeah.
difference.
And I think for us, that was really important also, because, when we were meeting investors, we were saying that India is a young country and the young people want to do something,
Yeah.
right? And then during COVID and stuff, you saw so many young people as young as like 11, 12, 10 coming forward and doing something. So it was a great kind of validation of what we believed was possible. Yeah, so I think there was a large amount of people that sort of came online to want to make a difference during COVID. But how do you think that changed the industry and changed the kind of work that Ketto does? Or
I think, COVID, we saw how big this could become, how big this platform could become. It also taught us around uh, how people could play loose and fast with such platforms. So it was definitely like a big learning experience for us in terms of how we can may strengthen our internal processes in terms of transparency, validation, documentation, KYC. So that was a big learning curve post COVID that where we've really uh, you know done a lot more in terms of creating rules around how the platform should be utilized. Uh, what we've also saw is that people wanted to uh, give much more frequently. Before COVID, it was largely people coming and transacting one time. We saw a lot of users coming and saying that, hey, we can't come every month and transact, or we forget about it. Can you create a mechanism for us where we can give every month and just make it a standing instruction or auto debit. So that's something that we were able to we take take out take live. We also saw that just being online is not enough. If we really want to get lot more people to use the platform, we need to build an offline team, like a feet on street team as well. So we built out that whole team where our team members are currently now going to hospitals, directly meeting patients, spending time at non-profit offices, educating them how to use the platform, hands-on training. So there's a lot more offline effort that is required. So I think that's something that we've spent a lot of time investing in. And we've also seen that one, of course, is to bring individuals in the fold in terms of giving. But the big question also has been that, hey, how do we now go to corporates as well?
Yeah.
Because corporate giving has scaled tremendously in the last 8 9 years, especially after the new CSR law came in existence. And yeah, we believe that next big growth journey will be even getting CSR giving going through the platform.
Yeah. And how have we sort of, you were talking about putting guardrails in place. How have you used like new technology, like say AI and machine learning and stuff, to make sure that the guardrails are far more solid and, the feedback that people get for the money that they've donated is far more clear?
Yeah, so we've put a bunch of those in place. We're using AI tools for validation, mapping, documentation, of course with human checks as well. So we're using AI is playing a big supporting role to our support team, to our verification team, to our marketing team, uh, to our internal recommendation engine in terms of who sees what campaigns, where the highest probability of theirs to for them to come forward and support. So new technologies are playing a very important role to make the messaging much more sharper because now we have thousands of campaigns starting on the platform every month. So how do you make messaging comms more sharper to users so they don't get overburdened with a lot of content or a lot of different campaigns coming to them? So we are using all of this to make it more personalized.
Yeah, I mean, when I look back at the 13 years, I think, there's been so many campaigns that it's very difficult to sort of pinpoint and say that this one was important or this one really sort of stayed with me because what I find surprising is that every day you see goodness on the platform. You see people from all across the world coming together to help someone they don't know, and what can be better, right? But I remember our first like big campaign was the OGC. OGC was it? Was
OGQ,
OGQ, right? Was the
Olympic
OGQ campaign?
Gold Quest.
Yeah, yeah. Which was all these athletes that were going for the Commonwealth Games and Asian Games, and they didn't have enough money for the training and the equipment and stuff, right? And I remember we went and shot a video with them. We I did the voiceover,
Yeah,
and we ended up raising quite a bit of money for them. And in fact, a lot of them won medals at the Commonwealth Games and Asian Games. Thanked us for it. So I think for us, that was something that was really special to begin with, no?
Yeah, and I remember Mr. Amitabh Bachchan had written a big check. He had
Right,
supported
right,
the campaign as
right,
well.
right. So yeah, that was a big one. I think for me the big ones have really been. I remember there was this farmer's daughter who uh, who had raised money to for her education, and after she went to college and started getting educated, she used to save money to donate to other campaigns because she was like, this has made such a big difference in my life. I want to try and make a difference in other people's lives. There was this dancer, this boy who had got into this London school.
London school, yeah.
Yeah. He still writes to me actually.
Oh wow.
He updates me, he tells me how he's doing, and he's obviously very grateful.
That was
Uh,
also almost a decade back. Wow.
yeah, that was a long time back. Yeah, there's been so many stories like that. I think I always enjoy it the most when people who have benefited then want to come back and give, you know, because they know the kind of differences made in their life.
So I have a story, I just, that I was just talking to one of our team members, Jigar. He was telling the story about how few weeks back he had gone to Big Bazaar, Star Bazaar, sorry. He went to Star Bazaar and he was at the checkout counter paying and he was wearing a Ketto t-shirt. So the person who was doing the billing over there, the checkout lady, she said, "Do you work at Ketto? Are you from Ketto?" So he said, "Yeah, I work at Ketto." And she went about telling her story how she had used the platform for her father's treatment,
Oh, wow,
and she
nice.
called the store manager as well to uh, to introduce the store manager to Jigar.
Oh, wow, nice.
So that's the cool part, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If if you're just walking on the road, you bump into somebody who's used the platform, and they tell you their story. It's just a magical place to be.
Absolutely. So moving on from Keto to the next chapter, which is Keto Foundation, and I'm very happy to introduce somebody that's helping us write that chapter, Shilpa. Hi,
Hi.
Shilpa. It's really good to have you here. And I want to start with the most obvious question, which is why Keto Foundation?
Okay, so I think it's been almost 15 years now when I started 15 years back as a volunteer on field. Uh, I think I was 2 years old in the workspace and I'd heard of Keto, and the idea was very disruptive as a platform to ensure that people can ask with dignity.
Yeah.
And there were more supporters like Varun and you to build something like that. Similar to that, I had a personal story. Last year, I had been working corely into education and the areas related to child rights, and did some considerable work in healthcare during COVID. But particularly last year, uh, in my family, there was a personal scare for cancer crisis, and we were told that we are going to lose the family member, and I diverted myself to to the platform, realizing we'll have to fundraise. Realizing also preventive healthcare and diagnostics continue to fail us, and leading to the fundraiser, and then eventually being in touch with Varun, realizing that our visions are very similar to set up support systems and eradicate probably fear from people who want to ask money, funds, and thus it led me to the Keto Foundation, and I'm here.
So what's the difference between like Keto and Keto Foundation?
The difference between Keto and Keto Foundation, while Keto Online Ventures continues to thrive and enable individuals to fundraise, we are, as Keto Foundation are here now to help strategic systems with corporates for bigger level and sustainable funding. When I say sustainable funding, which is multi-year, and we can show and ensure our corporate partners and philanthropists, if we can build a system that shows them every penny is counted, how it is benefiting our projects, which area is it benefiting. This is also completely driven and protected by the CSR law as well. And most corporate partners find it hard to relate to organizations that can bring that level of transparency and trust, which at the level of retail as well as individual funding, Ketto has done very seamlessly and successfully.
Right. So if I was a corporate, Varun, for you as well, if I was a corporate, why would I choose like Keto Foundation over somebody else to sort of oversee disbursement of CSR work?
So he's asking you, but I'll
First,
answer.
you
No,
go.
both of you all
Okay,
can.
okay, yeah, sure. So I think a corporate should choose Ketto Foundation particularly because we are here to hear them, listen to them. In terms of when we say transparency, we are not only talking about fancy dashboards, but we are also talking about stories of change from on ground and ensuring that the theory of change they have is on ground seen as the impact that we change. When we say that, it has to be systemized with a lot of systems and tech in place, because no scalable system in current scenario also see, be it introducing a AI model, with something which is a non AI, you can probably in the same minute touch 5 lives, but now you can 500 lives, you can change and impact with that kind of efficiency, ensuring we do not reinvent the wheel. Use collaborative mechanisms, and we have many such friends who have helped Ketos thrive, and now will look forward to the foundation running.
All I can add to that is that we want the foundation to use the best practices of Keto in terms of technology. Uh, we believe that uh, the Keto company can provide tools that it's built over the last decade, which the foundation can leverage and serve corporates better. And that's where we're going to be playing a very differentiated role of really being tech first as a foundation as well, and providing the necessary support to our corporate partners with a tech lens for them to measure, scale the impact that they're creating.
And what are the main like kind of areas that we're looking to make an impact in?
So, we are looking at healthcare, which is from screening to crisis management, all of it. So, preventive healthcare will cover screening, be it infrastructure development for healthcare projects, hospitals across the country. We have partners in tier 2 and tier 3 cities as well. And that is also one of our bigger intents, that the grassroots nonprofits who lack upskilling, who lack capacity building, we provide them with that support and, bridge the gap, bring them to the best top 500 MNCs, that they can also be at the map of the country and seek that kind of support. Um, Coming to in post infrastructure development, we've already funded a lot of medical crises in the country. Now we are also moving with the foundation to having not have the crisis at all, and that's a beautiful vision, I guess. In terms of tech, tech also brings in the visibility and thus the trust. What you can see, you can trust, and tangibly so. Building the same for the infra diagnostics, if we can, in healthcare, and supporting those who desperately need that.
Yeah. Yeah.
In terms of other than healthcare areas, currently we are also prepared to serve education, be it scholarships, end-to-end digital skilling, end-to-end. We are looking at school program funding, school infra development. We are looking at PSU partnerships, corporate foundations coming together. And if what can stop us, if there are like, if we want to touch 1 million lives and change those families, having 100 corporates come together and build it.
Yeah, yeah. And I think what's really interesting is that, look, there's 13 years of experience in working in an area which is very disorganized, which is retail giving, right? And if we manage to build trust and transparency there and manage to build systems that are solid there, then it's very, very easy to take that and replicate it in a place which is far more organized. So I think that there's definitely a huge advantage there because what you're doing is 13 years of learning and then you're applying it to an area which is far more organized. So I think that there can be a huge impact there.
Yes. And thus moving to a more systemic way of giving and ensuring that Ketto Foundation can continue changing those lives in a sustainable manner. One of the things, so 2012 is when we started.
Yeah.
So 13 is when the law came. So basically, you all put trusted systems in place before the law said that you put it in place.
We wanted to make sure that we had our asses covered, basically. So if there's somebody that's watching this and whether they're a CSR head or a donor, what's the one takeaway you'd want them to go with?
One of the biggest takeaways I want them to have from this is that Ketto Foundation is a very strategic upgrade on sustainable, being a sustainable force of doing good in the country and continuing so, just not being only a household name but also a corporate name. Um, just between, I think, the three of us here, I guess in terms of the network, the collaboration, and the good heart full of intent, we may probably have more than a 40 plus of collective experience of, doing so, uh, being that force for good. So that is my ask and tell also to all the corporates, philanthropists watching this, that if you give your money to us, we know and we can find you the people who need it the most. And how are they going to use it is what we can tell you straight cut with how you would want it in your boardroom is also is the gap that we're also building. Uh, from the strategy to end impact assessment of how it is done best. Um, and yes, very, very, we are not wanting to do this as a island, but more as a center of excellence of having as many partners as whoever in the sector may want to collaborate with us
Yeah, I
to
mean, somebody
scale.
was asking me what kind of businesses would you want on board, and I was like, businesses that not only value like revenue and profit, but also value impact. And I think that's really important for us is, people that really sort of want to make an impact. And I think our mission really is to help them make the greatest possible impact.
Definitely, definitely so. And I think ever since last 5, 6 months of almost 4 months of being here, I am very wowed by how our tech even processes and is very perceptive in terms of building these systems. I think what we are visioning is also getting very translated. So this entire confidence comes from that. Yeah.
So, I love, as an actor, I love imagining everything with music, right? So if Ketto Foundation was a piece of music or a song, what would it be?
I think it would be, there's actually a song named Ketto from where
Is
the
there?
name comes.
Really?
It's a rock band called Bonobo.
But you don't know what it means. Like, what are they singing?
What Ketto means? Or the
No, what
song?
does the song mean?
Uh,
I hope it's nothing vulgar.
no. It's just a rock song,
Ah.
But what song comes to mind? I think that's a tough one. What is your answer? What do you think?
Well,
What
I
comes to your
think I
mind?
think it would be like an instrumental piece which starts with a very like kind of quiet piano and then goes to an orchestra, because I think it's about starting uh, with a single person and then merging people from like different sounds in different places and all of them coming together to create this kind of harmony. So I think it would go from a very like quiet piano piece to a huge humongous orchestra. I don't know if there's a song like that exists, but if there was, I think that would be it.
I think one song that comes to my mind is I like EDM, so there's a song track from David Guetta. It's called Together. So it's all about
Yeah,
being together,
yeah.
And I think that definitely comes to mind because that's what we do. Like we bring people together, right? Uh, So yeah, I think that's the song that comes to my mind. How about you, Shilpa?
I think for the foundation, I'm a very big, like, I have heard metal, rock, and others, but I'm a very big Bollywood buff. So there is a Pancham Da song, Ek Din Bik Jayega Mati Ke Mol.
Yeah.
जग में
I
रह
love that song.
जाएंगे प्यारे
Yeah,
तेरे
yeah, yeah,
बोल.
of course.
It is, I love that song. It's a Mukesh song. It is very much as a personal anthem. I think ever since I've joined the foundation, I do hear it like gives a kick to remember what we are here for.
And if it was, if Ketto Foundation was an emoji, what would it be?
I would say a sunflower.
A sunflower, is it? Why sunflower?
I think it is bright. It is. It has the hues to brighten someone's day, and that's what Ketto Foundation is wanting to be.
Right.
A ray of hope.
Ah, nice. Nice. I think it would be a heart. It's all about like
Ooh.
all heart.
Yeah. True that.
Yes. Okay, I think we can stop there. No?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Shilpa. And
Thank
thanks,
you.
Varun.
Thank you.
You so
And
much.
I really enjoyed that chat.
Same here. Same here. I got to know so much more about